Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa Brissett. The first thing we're going to look at is the library catalog. And two of the things that I want to cover during this section is how to find ebooks using keywords or citation information, and also how to find newspaper and journal articles by citation. So the first thing that I want to do is to go onto the library website, and you can access the library website and library catalog online by going to the URL libraries.usc.edu. So let's say you're just looking for a book or looking to see what books are available in the libraries on a general topic. You can enter your search terms here related to that topic. You'll notice here on the left, this everything category. So when you do an everything search, what it does is that it will show you articles, books, databases, research guides, anything that's kind of related, any type of item that we have within the libraries. It's going to show you results based on the search terms that you enter. So depending on what you're looking for, you want to kind of go to that category. So I'm looking for books, I'm looking for ebooks. So I'm going to look in the books category and click on see all results. So then now I know that all of these results are all books that are available through USC. So one thing, and this is for any search that you do in the libraries, one thing to pay attention to are the filters on the left. So the best way to find ebooks is to go under availability and select that filter available online. Once you have that selected, you just click on the green apply filters button at the bottom, and that will filter out all of the books that are not available online. So now you should notice under your results, you'll see this green link available online for different books that are relevant to that general topic that I entered. So once you select any results, it opens up what is called an item record, and this is what you can use to actually access the book. So you'll see, for ebooks, you'll see the section view online and full text availability, and you can just select that link. And what it does, it just links out to a different platform. So this could be ProQuest eBooks, EBSCO. So different publishers, different publishers will have their own platforms for ebooks. So this just kind of links out to those platforms so you can actually view the full text. You'll also notice in the item record, there are just some other information. So this is really good if you're just looking, if you're not really sure what exactly you're trying to find, you're just looking in general for books that are related to social services. In this case, you can look at the descriptions to kind of determine if it is something that you want to look further into before you actually go to the full text of the book. You can always remove filters. So you'll see in this top left section active filter. So right now the search results are showing me books that are available online. You can always kind of remove filters and add things, and this is true for any type of item. So if you're looking for articles or images or videos, you could kind of do the same thing. And to find an article, a journal article in particular by citation, this is one of the tools that you can use. So under Find, the Find menu, there is this option, Find by Citation, and this brings up a form that you can use to enter the details. So if you already have a citation, this is particularly useful if you have a reading that you're looking for that's listed on your syllabus. A lot of the readings, the recommended readings, may not be available through course reserves, and just if you're doing research and you just wanted to find a particular article and you have that citation, you can enter the information here. Enter as many details as you can, but definitely enter the title, the article title, the journal title, the year, and the author if you have that information. So this is actually a good example. So what I would do, and you could do this for any article, any citation that you have, I'm going to copy the title, the article title. You could do this if you're like from your syllabus or from a database. And what I'm going to do is go back to the main page and just enter that title into the search box. Yeah. So you can also enter the article title here, and I put quotes around it just so it searches that exact title and then do the search there. We should have access to it. We pretty much always have access to electronic journal articles, especially more recent ones. So here's the result here. You could also just click on see all results and it'll just show that the results page. If that ever happens when you do try, it doesn't happen every time, but when you do try that find by citation and it's still not showing you the electronic version, you can also just type the title into the search box there. And you could do this for books as well. And what it does, it has that page, and then now you can see view online, and then you just select one of these options to actually access the full text of the article. In terms of searching for newspaper articles, I recommend going to one of our newspaper databases. So ProQuest has a newspaper database called US Newsstream. So in order to access that database, if you go to Find, and then go to databases, you can enter the title of the database here. You could put, I'll just do like Newsstream. You could do Newsstream. You could also just put newspapers, but you'll end up with a lot more results. But because I know I'm specifically looking for a database that has the title Newsstream in it, I just entered Newsstream. When you click on that, it takes you to the ProQuest database. So at this point, if you do have citation information for a newspaper article, you can enter the title here, or you can go to a specific publication. So if you know you want to go to the Los Angeles Times and browse the issues, if you go to publications, you can kind of see there are over 1,000 publications within this one database, and you can see it also includes magazines as well. They're listed alphabetically, so you can kind of go through the list, or you can enter where it says publication search here, because I know I'm looking for Los Angeles Times, and this database is supposed to have it. I just enter the title there, and it will kind of directly show me the LA Times, and you can access the issues. You can browse the issues. It will tell you from what date they have, from what publication date they have available in the database, and you can browse the issues depending on the month and year that you need to find. These are resources that are going to help you find scholarly sources, primarily scholarly sources, but basically the resources and sources you'll need for your assignments and for your library research. So I'm going to go over how to find research guides, and research guides are specific library guides or library guides that are kind of specific to a topic or a subject or a school. So we've put all of the recommended resources for that area, for social work research, for example, onto one guide. I'll also show you how to search for a journal or any other periodical. That also includes newspapers. So outside of what I just shared, kind of going to a direct newspaper database, you could also just search a specific newspaper like New York Times, Los Angeles Times, and browse its content directly. And then I'll show you how to find databases to search for your scholarly sources. So the first thing is, in order to find a research guide, we go to the library website, we go under the Find menu, and we select Research Guides. And when you're on the home page, if you go under Find, you'll see an option for Research Guides. So research guides are organized by subject alphabetically, so you can kind of go through, you have access to all of these, but you'll probably primarily be using the social work guides. So if you scroll down to social work, you'll notice that we have a few already here, some that are maybe more specific, but others we link to some others like the APA guide. There's some writing resources. So the main social work guide that you want to kind of make note of and bookmark is the one that just says social work. On the home page of the social work research guide, use the Get Started box to find introductory information about important library services and resources you need to know about. In the menu on the left, each page includes useful information for your assignments that will help guide your research. When you hover over some pages, you'll notice that they include additional pages that you may find useful. You can also view tutorials and keep up to date on upcoming workshops and webinars. You can also book a one-on-one research consultation with your librarian by sending a direct email or using the online appointment system. Nearly everything you will need is on the Social Work Research Guide. Bookmark this guide and browse the content to get started on identifying the resources and tools that will better prepare you for research. From the library website, if you go under Find, we have a journal search. And this is what you could use to browse a particular title or a particular publication. So if you are not necessarily looking for, you don't really have a particular citation, you could use it either way. If you do have a citation, you can browse the journal, find that particular volume and issue to find that article. Or if you're just interested to see what articles are published in a particular journal, you could use this journal search as well. So the first thing I would do is just enter the title of a journal. So I'm just going to use the Journal of Social Work Education as an example. And once I do that search, you'll see if we do have print versions of the journal, you'll see that, right now we have print versions and they're available at Doheny Memorial Library. Once you select it, just like with the book and the article, it takes you to an item record page, and you'll see that same section, View Online, Full Text Availability, with various options to access the full text. The reason that there are so many options is sometimes the publication, whether it's an article or a book, it's going to link out to either another platform, either directly to the publisher's website, or it will link out to another database. So for example, Taylor and Francis, it's linking out to Taylor and Francis because they are the publisher. Or you'll see further down like Education Database, JSTOR. These are just databases that house that publication. So you can typically go with the first link, but one thing you want to pay attention to is the dates that are included here. So for this first one, it does say we have it available from 1985, but only until 1996 for this link. So I would kind of move on to the next link. So this link, especially if you want to find more current research, I would use the second link, which is saying that we have electronic articles available from 1997. And when you click on that, it takes you out to the Taylor and Francis website. So at this point, you can search the journal directly and kind of enter keywords relevant to your topic. Or if you know which volume you want to look at or which issue, you can see here, you can just kind of click on the volume, issue 3, and then you see all the articles that are within that issue, and you can access the full text here. So finding a database is very similar to journals. From the homepage of the library website, if you go to Find, there's that databases link. And this is similar to what I showed earlier with finding the newspaper database. You can search a specific title. So we have over 1,800 databases. So in order to kind of help to refine that list, you can narrow things down by subject area. So once you click on that, you can see, scroll down to social work, for instance, and there are about 22 databases that we've organized under that social work heading. So you could kind of browse these. Each database will have a short summary of the types of materials that are included and the topics that they cover. So this is a good place as well to kind of discover new databases that you perhaps didn't use at your previous institution or are not that familiar with, because some of them might be more focused and more relevant for your research question or your research topic. And once you select the database, it just opens up directly onto that site. It might ask you to log in. I'm already logged in, so a lot of these are just going to directly go to the site. Moving ahead to the library services section. So for interlibrary loan and document delivery, This service is typically used to acquire material that we do not own at USC. So typically, if we have a book or we don't have a book that you're trying to find or an article, you could submit a request through Interlibrary Loan and we'll be able to get it for you most times from another university. Temporarily, because of the pandemic, this service can now be used to request home delivery of print USC-owned books. So all students, faculty, and staff at USC can request home delivery of print items that we own. You can either do that directly from the Interlibrary Loan page on the library website, which I'll show, or if you're in our catalog, a lot of times you'll see a button that says request via Interlibrary Loan, and you can do that there as well. So I'm gonna go back to the homepage of the library's website. And under services, there's a link here for Interlibrary Loan, and select the option under USC Libraries. It's going to ask you to log in. So one thing to do before, if you haven't used this service yet, go through this process, because the first time you use it, it's going to ask you to register. So it's going to ask you to just confirm all your information, especially if you are planning to request items through it. You'll need a updated mailing address. So just make sure that that information is accurate. You can use the forms here. So under borrow book, it's just a form that you fill out with all the details of the book that you're trying to borrow from the library. So you can fill that out and submit request. You can also submit a request for book chapters. Under scan and deliver, select book chapter and do the same thing, fill out all of these fill out the form rather. And it doesn't have to be chapters necessarily, it could just be a section of the book, like pages, if you have the certain section that you need to read. And you don't necessarily want the whole book, you can request through here. The main menu will give you an update on any requests you have pending, so you'll be able to track that here if you have any questions about it. The other thing that I wanted to cover is course reserves. So under services, there is a link for course reserves, and you'll want to select under USC Libraries the ARIES link. So ARIES is a system for professors to manage course reserves lists. So what that means is that they can add required readings that are needed for a course, and that could be links to things, that could be scanned chapters or scanned articles. Once you log into course reserves, the first thing that you want to do is search for your courses, because the system is not connected to your enrollment, so it doesn't know what courses you're enrolled in. So you have to go into the system and search individually for those courses. On the left, under student tools, select search courses. You can either search by department or course number. So if I did search by department, I would just search, scroll down this list all the way to social work and do that search. Or you could enter a course number like social work 536. So you could also do that, or just enter 536, the number. So not every course will have a list. Not all professors utilize the service. So just kind of be aware of that. And let's say I am enrolled in social work 637, I can add this course. You have to add it before you can view the readings. And then it goes to my main menu. So now I have 2 courses added, 536, 637. On the right, I can see reserve items, so the number of items that are on that list. If I go into view course, I can see a list of all the readings. You can sort the list. So right now it's sorted by title, but if it's easier for you to identify a reading by the author, because you have the citation information, you can select author and it resorts the list. And then you can kind of look at the author column here and find a reading really quickly that way. If you select an item, you just click view item, and it's typically a PDF that you can download and save, or you can read it on your computer if you wanted to do that. You can also subscribe to a course. So right here where it says subscribe now, basically what it does, it will send you an item if your professor adds anything new to the list. And all of the courses or the readings are only up for a semester. So once the semester ends, the readings will go away. So for example, these current readings for fall, you'll notice the available until December 17th. Most of these are PDFs, so you could just download them to your computer so you don't have to keep going back into course reserves to access the reading. From the USC Libraries website under help, we have a link here for all our tutorials, and each tutorial is around 3 to 4 minutes, so they're pretty short. A lot of them are around 3 minutes. If you need a refresher on finding books by call number, so if you do end up having to go to the library then to actually access books, we have a short tutorial on how to find books by call number. And and identifying peer-reviewed articles. So there are quite a few tutorials, so I recommend checking these out as well. The other big thing is contacting a librarian. So we have an Ask a Librarian chat feature. So in the top right of every page that you're on the library website, you'll usually see this Ask a Librarian or Ask Us link, but you can also just access chat here. Once you do that, it opens up a window and you could just start talking to a librarian if you have any questions. You can also send us an email. So this is a general email. So someone will respond to you within 24 hours. If you're looking for something, you could check to see if it's something that has already been answered. So I have a question about APA. I just kind of enter APA. You could see the recommended questions here. So where can I find help for citing APA? Information, and you'll see that there's already someone had asked that question and there's already an answer here. So that's just an example of the type of thing that you could do with our FAQs. Thank you all for attending.